Darnell, this morning Dave Tippett was asked about Connor McDavid and that he seems to be engaging more physically this year, and he was referencing the Neil Pionk situation last game. Do you see that in Connor, that he's engaged a little bit more physically, throwing checks and taking checks and stuff like that?
Yeah, obviously he's a guy that gets his fair share of bumps and bruises, so I feel like if you've been taking that for long enough, you're going to want to dish it back a little bit. I mean, he's also dug in a lot in the D zone and playing hard defensively, and that kind of comes along with it. So it's good to see him mixing up a little bit.
And the fight you had with Lowry, did that surprise you? It didn't seem like you did very much to Perreault.
No. He's a big guy, just in the way going back to the bench. So it was good.
Bob Stauffer, 630 Ched.
Darnell, there's so much focus, obviously, Connor and Leon. Where's the secondary offense going to come from? Right now, your defense crew is the highest scoring defense in the National Hockey League. How has the addition of Tyson and now Evan getting in the lineup maybe changed the dynamic of what your group can do in terms of the transition game and assisting and creating offense?
Yeah, obviously, you just named two guys that make a huge impact so far this season, and transporting the puck, getting pucks to the net from the point, just kind of creating a whole new offensive dynamic. And it's nice to see, obviously, we rely heavily on our top two lines to score a lot of goals and keep us in games, but for us on the back end to be able to contribute, it's big, and it needs to continue to happen.
Thank you.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Dave Tippett just referenced he wants to see a better job done of not allowing free and open tips in front of the net, right? Guys that are standing there tipping pucks and they're, basically unfettered. So take us into the technique a little. You're standing next to a big guy like a Lowry or a Wheeler, and the shot's coming from the point. I know it's not the old days where you could just cross-check everybody all the time. How do you stop that guy? How do you impede him from cleanly tipping that puck, Darnell?
You could cross-check him a little bit still. I still let you get away with a little bit. But it's just finding sticks. Like it's hard, yeah, but it's as simple as that. You know when pucks are coming from the point. If they get through clean, almost 90% of the time our goalie's going to take care of it. So for us, that's got to be important, especially nowadays. You're either blocking shots. Guys are either blocking shots or they're in the lane. So there's so many bodies in front of the net and in front of the goalie, so it's hard for them to pick up pucks coming in from the point. So for us, it's important to find those sticks and just get under them. A light tap on the stick can actually go a long way when trying to take away a guy's tipping option. So we definitely have to be better in that department, especially when there's times they're tipping pucks and we're standing beside guys. So we got to be better in that department.
So when a guy like Neil Pionk does manage to get, he was pretty effective with McDavid the other day. He engaged your best player, and there was a lot of physicality back and forth. Do you guys just have to kind of monitor that? Is it, what if he goes too far? What's the next step for your team? Taking care of him, or going after their best players, or what's the options?
That's not a question I'll answer.
Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Darnell. We were talking a lot about the Pionk and McDavid matchup because it was so compelling, but I don't think we should also lose focus on you and Mark Scheifele. That's a pretty good battle going on out there as well. I'm guessing that you thrive, and that's why you play the game, to match up against those kind of guys. Yeah,
I think that's, whenever you're able to play against some of the top players in the league, that's kind of what gets you going. Obviously, Scheif has been a really, really good player in this league for quite a while now, and that line drives a lot of offense for their team and drives a lot of the play for their team. So as a D-man, to be able to be matched up against them and kind of take that assignment head on, it's fun. It's a fun assignment to be a part of, and you want to keep them, especially 5-on-5. You want to keep them to the outside and off the board as much as possible, because you know, they're very dangerous on the power play too. So it's a fun matchup to be a part of, and ones that I definitely look forward to when you get the opportunity to play against them.
You know, Stoff mentioned that you guys, your defensive unit, are providing more offense than any other in the National Hockey League. But I'm kind of curious where you sit on the side of, you know, wide open, old 80s style hockey like we saw Monday night, or something closer to how you played in Montreal the game before.
Yeah, I think I'm a little more on the side of the way we played in Montreal than the wide open 80s style, to be honest. But you know, when you give up, you can't be giving up 5-6 goals. You know, even 4 as often as we have been, and that comes from our defensive details, and we know we need to clean those up and to get back to kind of that hard to play against and good defending team, because we know we have the offense in here to take care of those low scoring games. But you know, you can only open it up so much. So I definitely prefer the game we had against Montreal.
Rob Chichikowski, Post Media.
Hey, Darnell. When Tyson Barrie first got here, he was a little slow out of the gate, offensively at least, and then in the last little stretch here, he's really got it going. What sort of change did you notice in his game, or was it just a sense of, or a matter of him just getting comfortable in a new environment, which sometimes takes a little bit of time?
Yeah, I think he's just getting comfortable in the environment, knowing the guys, knowing the you know, the way guys play. The more familiar you get with your teammates, especially coming in from a different organization, and in the condensed schedule we had, obviously, usually you come in and you have 4 or 5 exhibition games to play with guys. You know, see the little nuances of the game within the team, and he didn't have the opportunity. And you know, so the beginning of the year probably was a little bit of a feeling out process, and you know, having some consistency here the last few weeks of, you know, playing with the same partners and same lines, that always helps guys. And once they get into a groove, it's been fun to see him step into his own. And you know, he's so creative with the puck, and we're very lucky to have him.
The two of you guys mesh really well together. What is it about your styles, and is this a case where you kind of make each other better? Yeah,
I think we just we've been reading off each other better and better as, you know, as the games have come. That comes with time. Like I said, we didn't have time to iron out those wrinkles in the preseason or even play together early on in the season. But having played together now the last few weeks, it feels like each and every game we get more and more familiar with each other. And you know, when you get to that point, you can really play off each other's strengths. And I feel like we have a lot that we can play off each other.
Paul Gazzolo, Oilers.com.
Hey Darnell, just as a close friend and teammate of Connor's, what's it like to see him go for .500 tonight? And do you have a favorite highlight of his over his career?
Obviously, it's exciting. I'm not going to talk too much about .500 because I know he wouldn't, so I'll stay away from it. But favorite highlight, I think, when he came back from was it the collarbone injury in Columbus. Playing against Columbus at home, I got front row seat because I was skating up the right side to watch him go through the 2D and then dance the goalie. So that's probably my favorite highlight.